Shivahan, let me explain you why self-purification is indispensable for abiding in yourself. By purity and impurity, what do I mean is, you already know there are, pointers which point to that ultimate. So those pointers are the triggers which push you towards the divine nature. The triggers which direct you towards divine is what is called as pure. The triggers which push you towards the ego self, that is what I mean as impure. The ultimate is beyond purity and impurity. It's beyond everything. It takes up the form of impurity, it doesn't get affected. It takes up the form of purity, it doesn't get affected. It cannot be defined as pure or impure at all first. So when you are that, why do you need this self-purification? From my experience, I can tell you, when self-recognition happened, mine is an instant realization, the Zen kind of realization. Though I had done many other sadhanas, met many gurus, undergone so many issues in my life, which were all the triggers for my, push towards the divine nature. All those were there. So they all actually put me into a situation where I was capable of receiving the grace. But is that all? Knowing yourself is what is recognition. You know that. That is what is recognition. But by self-realization, what I mean is being that. Knowing that and being that has a difference. And the difference is, when you be, it is pointing to your existence. And your existence is experienced through the mind. Of course, you know you exist, but that existence has an experience. When the mind is impure, the existence of your real nature gets polluted. When you recognize yourself, you become a mirror. And the mirror reflects, right? Whomever you come into contact with, you start reflecting them. It's like a slate, and people come and write their mind, and you become their mind. This will happen at one point of stage. At that time, your mind has to be resistant towards the impurity. I don't mean to say that you can avoid impure thoughts, or you can avoid people's minds. No, it is not possible. We are all together. Our mind is together. It's definitely not possible. But there is another higher possibility. When the mirror abides in the self completely, it starts reflecting the divine in others. When the mirror is capable of reflecting the ego of others, the same mirror has the capability of reflecting the divine in others. How do you make that mirror capable of reflecting the divine? You are the mirror. When you abide in yourself more and more, when you get into the mode of self-purification, when you start purifying yourself again and again and again, it's a continuous process. Then you start reflecting the divine in others and you start expressing the divine that is in you. Are you able to get it? If only you are not purifying yourself, if only you are not abiding in the ultimate truth, then you are prone to making mistakes and falling into the ego consciousness. Even after recognition, it happens. It happened for me, and I started analyzing, contemplating, and then again into the process of self-purification. And basically, you will have to focus on getting that pristine clarity and purity in expressing the divine itself. For the divine to dwell in us, we need some aid. Else it gets polluted. How do you become pure? Where does this impurity arise from? It's basically from the thoughts. Do you have control over, welcoming thoughts? Yes, you do have. You do have the capacity to welcome particular thoughts. You do have capacity to open your door only for particular thoughts. The other thoughts you can close the door because your mind is the place of your divine. How do you do that? Basically, how do you attract thoughts? It is based on all the experiences that you go through in your life, the people whom you are with, their thoughts. You are only a collective nature of others and the experiences. So once you start correcting your experience, once you start correcting your surroundings, you start getting attracted to particular thoughts. So more and more of satsangs, more and more of meditations, more and more of actions involving dharma, they all give you experiences of pure nature. So you start attracting only those thoughts that you have a liking towards, a desire towards. So more and more you cultivate your mind to abide in the self, to be in the divine consciousness, to do some good, karma. It is all a culture. And our society earlier in those olden days were cultured to have such a mind. Now we have, a mixture of cultures. So our mind is not able to concentrate. Even for contemplation, your mind needs to have a concentration part. Because if you start contemplating on one particular topic, then there will be many thoughts on that particular topic for you to get the clarity. But if your mind is not able to concentrate on that train of thoughts, then you start deviating. I have seen this in many people, even by the day-to-day talks or even the day-to-day fightings. Even we'll be talking about something, and the response will be something else. And the next second, another. So there is a no uh, there is no continuity. So for the continuity of same train of thoughts to happen, one needs to have some amount of concentrative skills. So to make your mind pure, there are many techniques. One is contemplation, which requires concentration. So you'll have to work on that again. And another one is to do some sadhanas which actually purifies your mind. Without your knowing itself, mantra sadhana can purify your mind. I have experienced this myself. Without you knowing, your mind would have stopped focusing on things which are impure. Your mind would suddenly, it will start attracting or even thinking thoughts which are so pure. Somehow your mind would have come out of the pattern, the karmic pattern that it has. That is why we say sadhana, mantra initiations, all these have the capacity to change your DNA structure. It completely purifies. The whole of your ancestral memory pattern will be washed away. Complete divinity can be instilled in your mind. It needs certain sadhanas. So, just listening to the satsang is not enough. You will have to work on your mind. You will have to have the desire to purify your mind. All these are really indispensable. So I would be of help only to someone who are interested in self-realization and self-purification. For others who come to me for relationship issues or financial issues or the business and etc., the societal issues, no, please don't talk to me about that. I am not interested in all those things. I am not and I don't prefer to be a guru at all. It's polluted so much. The disciples also has polluted, and there are few gurus who have polluted that as well. There are good gurus also, but let me not take that pedestal anymore. I know myself, and I am in the process of purifying myself for the divine to dwell in and express itself. This is what I also wanted to convey through this video, so that you understand what for to come to me. I am a great flop in all the relationship or the business or the societal structure. I am totally a flop. So better not to ask anything about the family issues or all those things. I won't be of help, at least right now. So what I wanted to convey is I will be of help to you when you are focused on self-realization and self-purification. Otherwise, not much of help will be possible from my end. Why I tell this because I get many calls, messages, and mails related to that. So that is why I shared this. So that's it. Thank you. Shiva.